In an era where an estimated 60% of the world's population is online, the concept of sovereignty is undergoing a profound transformation. As nations navigate the complexities of an interconnected digital landscape, the question emerges: what does it mean to possess sovereignty in a world dominated by cyber power? The rise of digital sovereignty reveals a fundamental shift in how nations assert control over their data, technology, and ultimately, their citizens. At the heart of this transformation are key players such as the United States, China, and the European Union, each vying for influence over global digital frameworks. The United States has long championed an open internet, promoting free expression and innovation. However, the emergence of cyber threats and data breaches has led to a re-evaluation of this stance. In contrast, China's approach emphasizes strict control, with the state exerting authority over digital platforms and information flows. The European Union, meanwhile, seeks to balance innovation with stringent regulations, championing privacy rights and ethical governance. This evolving landscape is fueled by technological advancements, geopolitical tensions, and economic imperatives. The proliferation of 5G networks, artificial intelligence, and cloud computing creates new battlegrounds for power, where nations must defend their cyber frontiers against espionage, manipulation, and disruption. The COVID-19 pandemic further accelerated this trend, highlighting vulnerabilities in digital infrastructures and igniting debates around national security. As we delve into the rise of digital sovereignty, we will explore how nations are redefining their boundaries in cyberspace, the implications for global governance, and the potential for conflict and cooperation. Join us as we uncover the intricate web of power dynamics shaping our digital future, where the stakes are not just economic, but deeply tied to national identity and security. The concept of digital sovereignty has gained significant traction in recent years, as nations increasingly recognize that control over digital infrastructure is vital for maintaining national security and asserting geopolitical influence. This phenomenon is not merely a reaction to the vulnerabilities exposed by cyber incidents. It is an evolution of statecraft into a domain where data, technology, and policy intersect. At its core, digital sovereignty refers to the idea that a nation has the right to govern, regulate, and protect its digital environment in a manner that aligns with its values, culture, and interests. This principle has been articulated in various ways by governments around the world, reflecting the urgent need to safeguard national data and infrastructure from foreign interference and exploitation. A striking example of this is the European Union's General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR, which was implemented in 2018. This regulation not only set a high standard for data protection within Europe, but also imposed requirements on companies operating globally. The GDPR serves as an archetype of how nations are asserting their digital sovereignty by regulating data processing practices that affect their citizens, regardless of the location of the companies involved. Additionally, the rise of digital sovereignty can be observed in countries like China and Russia, which have taken steps to create national intranets and restrict foreign access to domestic data. China's Great Firewall exemplifies a sophisticated effort to control the flow of information and regulate digital discourse within its borders. By enforcing strict internet censorship and promoting domestic technology firms, China seeks to establish a self-sufficient digital ecosystem that aligns with its political framework. This approach not only reinforces the authority of the state, but also fosters a sense of national pride and identity among its citizens. The implications of digital sovereignty extend beyond individual nations, as they can recalibrate the dynamics of international relations. Cyberpower, once viewed as a tool for leveraging soft power or conducting espionage, is now seen as a critical determinant of a nation's strategic position. The United States, for instance, has recognized this shift and has increasingly framed its cyber policies within the context of national security. The establishment of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, in 2018 demonstrated a commitment to safeguarding critical infrastructure and responding to cyber threats with a robust national strategy. Moreover, the competition for technological supremacy, particularly in areas like artificial intelligence and quantum computing, has led to a race for digital sovereignty that mirrors the arms races of the past. Nations are investing in homegrown technologies and capabilities, aiming to reduce dependence on foreign entities that may pose risks to their national security. According to a report by the McKinsey Global Institute, countries investing heavily in digital technologies could see their GDPs increase by as much as 25% by 2030, underscoring the economic stakes tied to digital sovereignty. However, this pursuit of digital autonomy is not without its challenges. The interconnected nature of the global digital landscape means that complete isolation is virtually impossible. Cyber threats are often transnational, requiring cooperation and dialogue between nations to effectively address vulnerabilities. The recent SolarWinds cyber attack, which impacted numerous U.S. government agencies and private sector companies, illustrated the complexities of maintaining digital sovereignty in an interconnected world. As nations navigate this intricate landscape, the balance between security, economic growth, and international collaboration will be critical. The evolution of digital sovereignty will shape not only national policies, but also the very fabric of global governance, raising essential questions about the future of international cooperation in a world defined by cyber power. As we continue to explore this topic, it becomes evident that the rise of digital sovereignty is a multifaceted phenomenon that will significantly influence the geopolitical landscape in the years to come. In the context of digital sovereignty, it is essential to recognize that while many nations strive to assert their control over cyberspace, this ambition is not uniformly embraced, nor equally attainable. The emergence of digital sovereignty has not only led to a consolidation of power, but has also unveiled significant disparities in how different nations navigate the complexities of cyber governance. The primary concern lies in the tension between state control and the increasingly interconnected nature of the digital landscape. As nations pursue their digital sovereignty, they often come face to face with the challenge posed by multinational corporations and the global internet infrastructure. The dominance of technology giants, which often operate beyond national borders, raises questions about the effectiveness of state regulation. For instance, companies such as Google, Facebook, and Amazon wield substantial influence over information flow and access to digital services. Their operations frequently transcend the jurisdiction of any single nation, thereby complicating efforts to regulate content and protect citizen privacy. This reality stands in stark contrast to the vision of digital sovereignty, which assumes a level of national control that is, in practice, elusive. In recent years, we have seen countries like China and Russia implement robust digital sovereignty frameworks, creating vast intranets and enforcing strict regulations on foreign technologies. This approach allows these nations to maintain control over their information environments, yet it also raises the specter of digital fragmentation. As these countries insulate themselves from the global internet, they risk creating a balkanized digital landscape that may lead to heightened tensions and misunderstandings in international relations. Moreover, the desire for digital sovereignty has prompted nations to engage in cyber operations that challenge the very essence of state-to-state relations. The rise of cyber warfare, espionage, and information manipulation illustrates how digital sovereignty can translate into geopolitical maneuvering. In 2020, a notable cyber attack attributed to Russian state-sponsored actors targeted U.S. electoral infrastructure, highlighting the lengths to which states may go to assert their influence in the digital realm. Such actions not only exacerbate existing geopolitical rivalries, but also contribute to an atmosphere of distrust that undermines collaborative efforts in cybersecurity. A surprising aspect of this digital sovereignty debate is the growing recognition of the global implications of national policies. While countries pursue isolationist strategies in cyberspace, there is an acknowledgement that many cyber threats are transnational by nature. Cybercrime, data breaches, and disinformation campaigns do not respect borders. They require cooperative responses that transcend national sovereignty. The challenge lies in reconciling the need for individual nations to protect their digital territories with the necessity of international collaboration to combat shared threats. As we delve deeper into the implications of digital sovereignty, it becomes increasingly clear that this phenomenon is not merely a matter of national policy, but rather a complex interplay of power dynamics that shapes the future of global governance. Nations that embrace digital sovereignty may find themselves isolated, while those that foster cooperative frameworks may thrive in a digital environment characterized by mutual respect and shared security. The quest for digital sovereignty thus serves as both a catalyst for national empowerment and a paradox that forces nations to grapple with the reality of an interconnected digital world. The next phase of this exploration will scrutinize the economic ramifications of digital sovereignty, particularly as nations leverage their cyber capabilities to bolster their positions in the global market. As we examine the interplay between economic power and digital control, we will uncover further dimensions of this intricate narrative, one that underscores the profound impact of digital sovereignty on the geopolitical stage. As nations increasingly assert their digital sovereignty, the consequences extend far beyond their own borders, triggering a cascade of global ripple effects. The rise of digital sovereignty is not merely a nationalistic endeavor. It reflects a profound transformation in how power is defined and exercised on the global stage. This transformation is characterized by a complex interplay of economic, political, and technological factors that create both opportunities and challenges for states and their citizens. One of the most significant consequences of this shift is the reconfiguration of global supply chains. As countries prioritize domestic data infrastructure and cybersecurity, they may become less reliant on foreign technology and services. This inward focus can lead to the development of localized industries, fostering innovation within national borders. However, it can also create friction in international trade relations. Nations that attempt to insulate themselves digitally may inadvertently engage in protectionist practices, triggering retaliatory measures from other states. This dynamic raises the specter of economic fragmentation, where the interconnectedness that has characterized globalization for decades begins to unravel. Moreover, the pursuit of digital sovereignty can exacerbate existing inequalities among nations. Wealthier countries are more equipped to invest in advanced technologies and robust cybersecurity measures, allowing them to secure their digital landscapes more effectively. In contrast, developing nations may struggle to build the necessary infrastructure and expertise, leaving them vulnerable to cyber threats and external manipulation. This disparity can create a hierarchy of digital power, where the most affluent states dominate the global cyber landscape, while less developed nations find themselves at a strategic disadvantage. The geopolitical implications of digital sovereignty also foster new alliances and rivalries. As nations seek to bolster their digital defenses, they are increasingly engaging in strategic partnerships to enhance their technological capabilities. These collaborations often transcend traditional geopolitical boundaries as countries recognize the importance of collective security in cyberspace. However, such alliances can also lead to the formation of blocs that may polarize the international community. For example, the contrasting approaches to digital governance taken by countries like China and the United States have already given rise to distinct spheres of influence, where competing standards and practices may further entrench divisions within the global system. Experts are divided over the implications of these developments. Some argue that digital sovereignty can empower nations to reclaim control over their digital destinies, fostering resilience against foreign threats and promoting local innovation. Others caution that the drive for sovereignty may lead to an era of digital isolationism, where the benefits of collaboration and knowledge sharing are sacrificed on the altar of nationalism. This debate reflects a broader tension in international relations, as states grapple with the dual imperatives of security and cooperation in an increasingly complex world. The concept of digital sovereignty also raises important ethical questions regarding privacy and surveillance. As nations enhance their digital capabilities, the potential for intrusive monitoring of citizens grows. Governments may justify these measures as necessary for national security, but they can simultaneously infringe upon individual rights and freedoms. The balance between safeguarding the state and protecting the rights of citizens becomes a contentious issue, provoking public discourse and debate that is essential in democratic societies. As we delve deeper into the intricacies of digital sovereignty, it becomes apparent that the paths nations choose are fraught with consequences. The challenge lies in navigating these uncharted waters with foresight and strategic acumen. The stakes are high, and the decisions made today will shape the geopolitical landscape for generations to come, as the quest for digital sovereignty intertwines with the very fabric of international relations, economics, and human rights. As we stand at the crossroads of a rapidly evolving digital landscape, the implications of the rise of digital sovereignty extend far beyond the technical confines of cybersecurity or the regulatory frameworks of individual nations. The choices that governments, corporations, and civil society make today will resonate through the corridors of power, shaping not only national identities, but also the very foundations of international relations in the decades to come. The concept of digital sovereignty is not merely a reaction to external threats or a response to the erosion of privacy. It represents a profound reevaluation of how power is structured in a digital age. For nations, asserting digital sovereignty means reclaiming control over data, infrastructure, and digital services that are integral to their economic stability and social cohesion. This assertion often leads to a delicate balancing act, where the pursuit of national interests must coexist with the imperatives of global cooperation and mutual dependence. For the viewer, this evolution signifies a moment of unprecedented engagement with the forces that shape our everyday lives. The complexities of data governance, digital rights, and technological ethics are no longer distant concepts. They are immediate realities that demand informed citizenship and active participation. As individuals navigate this digital terrain, understanding the stakes of digital sovereignty becomes essential. It invites each of us to question the systems that govern our online interactions, the policies that dictate our digital rights, and the broader implications of technological advancements on our freedoms. On a global scale, the tension between competing visions of sovereignty presents both challenges and opportunities. As nations vie for digital influence, there exists a potential for collaboration that transcends borders, fostering a new form of international dialogue. Yet, this also creates the risk of isolationism, as countries retreat into their digital silos, succumbing to protectionist impulses that could stifle innovation and cooperation. In conclusion, the pursuit of digital sovereignty signifies a pivotal moment in the evolution of global power dynamics. As nations assert their autonomy in the digital realm, the interplay between governance, technology, and society will continue to unfold, requiring vigilance and adaptability. The future calls for a collective acknowledgement of our interconnectedness in the digital sphere, a reminder that while our nations may strive for sovereignty, our shared humanity amidst the complexities of the digital age remains our most enduring strength. This journey into the realm of digital sovereignty is not merely about securing power. It is about crafting a future that honors both individuality and interconnectedness, resilience and responsibility.